guys, welcome back. Oh, you're talking about Kasai-san. He's Shion's watchdog. Her watchdog? Really? Yeah, he is. Shion tends to do crazy things, so she needs to have someone watch her all the time. I think you're as crazy as Shion. Kichi-kan cut into the conversation. They ended making up a lot of noise, teasing each other like they always do. Mion made it sound like that man, Kasai-san, is sort of territory boss in Okonomiya. It wouldn't be easy for me to meet him in person, but because he's Shichen's watchdog, I might be able to find a way. The problem, though, is that I don't have any connection to Shichen either. We hang around every once in a while whenever she comes to Hinamizawa, but I've never called or visited her. I had no idea how we could meet. And if I could meet Kasai-san, there's no guarantee that he'd help me. He seems like the kind of person who doesn't like to gossip about others. He told me about Rina-san at the coffee house only because Shichen pushed him to. Plus, the situation could go far worse very quickly while I waited for the chance to meet him. So any help my offer could come to light. I remember Kasai-san told me that as her next step, Rina-san usually uses her partner to threaten their catch. That would signify the end of her performance. You were going to take all of my father's money. I wasn't feeling a sense of crisis yet, but the time might be coming very soon. Even I was at school taking them class peacefully. That man might already be at the house right at this moment, threatening my father to hand over his bank books. Once I became anxious to get more and more anxious, I could feel a big pressure on my chest as if the ceiling had collapsed on me. Man, I'm so bored. My life is too peaceful. Kichi-kun talks to me, yawning. Is that so bad? I'd love to have a peaceful life. That bored me. I don't. I wish some kind of big event would happen, like aliens coming to attack us or something. I'm not saying I'd like to have something like that every week, but at least at the end of every month or so. Oh, and that doesn't include our monthly test. If aliens really did come to destroy the Earth and burn all of Hinamizawa, would you be satisfied? Would you? No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying that I want for some kind of excitement because I'm so bored. He had no idea of what I've been going through, of course, and that's why he says that. But I was still irritated by his insensitivity. I couldn't understand why he wouldn't be satisfied with such a peaceful life. He never has to doubt that today and tomorrow will be as fun as yesterday. And we're all too aware that boring and peaceful days could be destroyed all of a sudden. I knew that boring and peaceful days could come to an end all of a sudden because your mom wanted to divorce your dad. I knew that you could feel like you didn't belong anywhere in your own house because your dad had gotten a new girlfriend. But even so, you had to repeat the same kind of day over and over again. That's why I want to live every day happily in order to be prepared when the world comes to its end. I'm jealous of you, you know. You look so happy all the time. I wish I had that kind of skill. You're jealous of me, huh? How do you do it? How do you live every day not being bored but being happy? Is it really a skill? I'd love to learn how. That's easy. All you need to do is realize. Realize what? There's no way he could realize it, and it was probably better he didn't because that meant he was truly happy. You just need to realize that your happy days will one day come to an end. The three of us walked home from school like we always did. Mi-chan said goodbye to us at the corner of the street where she took her separate way home. She walked away waving, but I chased after her. Mi-chan. What? Mi-chan apparently thought she dropped something and she looked around to see what she dropped. I almost forgot to tell you, I saw Shichen and Kasai's son yesterday at a coffee house, and I picked up something that Kasai dropped while he was there. Of course he hadn't dropped anything, I was lying. If I could meet him, I'd just show him whatever, tell him I thought it was, and apologize for my mistake. Oh, well, thank you then. I'll send it over to him in that case. I'll have to give it back to him in person. Mi-chan looked surprised. I couldn't blame her. I met him only once. It was weird to want to give him something back in person to someone you barely know. Well, that's alright, but why? He had this cute bird and these cute sunglasses. I'm so crazy about cute things. So, could I fudge my true intentions with my cute mode? I tried it anyway, and Michan usually takes words at face value, and indeed, she seemed to buy it. Please don't pull out his beard and take it home with you. So you do think I can meet him? Well, I have no idea if he's busy or not. I'll ask him when he's coming to Hinamizawa next. I needed to know when as soon as possible. Of course, I wasn't going to say I wanted to meet him today, but at least tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. What are you guys doing? It seems Raina found a new love. No. How? Really? How interesting. I want to hear about it too. I didn't want her to leave it up in the air, so I told her I think I should give it back to him as soon as possible. I'm sure he's looking for it too. Nietzsche said okay twice and walked away waving. I hadn't yet thought about how I was going to ask for help when I would meet him. He seems to like be in a higher position than Rina's-san and her partner. If he agreed to help me, it would be very encouraging, but there was a possibility that he'd tell me he didn't want to interfere in other people's private matters. He would just say the whole thing was another love triangle between the father and his daughter and his lover. Bye, Rina-san. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. I said goodbye to Kichika and walked home alone. After Kichika was gone, everything went quiet and my head became clear. What I needed at that moment was quiet time to think about what I should do from then on. I shouldn't depend on Kasai-san to solve my problem. He most likely declined my request, so I'll have to think about some alternatives. It probably would be better that I just do that. I love triangle between a father and his daughter and his lover, and those words bother me because I've seen an unhappy triangle like that before. That sort of thing had happened to Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun experienced it last year. He fought for his sister in the triangle with his aunt. It was the same situation as mine. I'm trying to fight to protect my father. Satoshi-kun fought alone. Nobody helped him. All I did for him was give him my sympathy and compassion. I didn't think I could do anything more than that. I felt sorry for him because I didn't really help him out. Irresponsibly, I tried to cheer him up, and I probably told him something that I thought would make him feel better, but that hurt him instead. I recently realized how much I hurt him with my insensitivity, because Kichi just hurt me the same way. I'm going down the same path that Satoshi-kun went last year. I feel like I'm experiencing deja vu, an unusual repetition. That would mean that I'd be the one who gets demoned away this year. I should be okay. I wasn't thinking about running away from Hinamizawa. Was I? I wasn't thinking about running away from Hinamizawa, but I thought about running away from my home many times. That's why I made the place I could escape to in the garbage dump. That dump happened to be in Hinamizawa. Oh, but what if it wasn't? Running there would be the same as running away from Hinamizawa. I shouldn't think like that. Oh, yeah, Shiro-sama will get mad at me. Oh, yeah, Shiro-sama is really scary. I saw flickering lights in my head. Oh, no, every time I try to remember that time, my mind would stop working properly. I remember the vivid colors of my psychoactive drugs. The flickering lights and clouds started spreading in my head. They were so bright and annoying. Don't try too hard to remember. Don't try too hard to remember. No. I couldn't stop flickering the lights in my head. I couldn't have that feeling. I had to fill my heart with another feeling. There was a time for crazy flickering lights in my head. I had to just think what I should do when Kasai-san declined my request for help. I had to protect my father from Rina-san and that bad man. Wait, why was I still calling her that? Rina is Rina. She's a bad person to see my father and try to bring us unhappiness. Bad people bring bad things into the world without even doing anything. They're different from the other 90% of people who aren't bad. If you let them loose, they'll even ruin the people around them. When you have one bad tangerine in a box, it spreads its fungus to the other tangerines around it. That's what bad people are like. I couldn't remember how Satoshi-kun resolved this triangle last year, but I could still see the flickering lights in my head. They're still flickering, they're still flickering, they're still flickering, they're still flickering, they're still flickering. They're still flickering. Just as the swirl of flickering lights were making me dizzy, I saw my house. I also saw Rina-san's scooter parked by the side of the gate. That moment I saw the bright flickering lights disappear and I regained control of myself. Rina-san spent the night last night. She told me she had to work in it today in the evening, so she should be leaving soon, but I didn't want her to be around even for the little while until she left. I said I'm home real loud, rushed into the house, pretending that my friends were waiting outside, and rushed out of the house. But Rina-san stopped me. Hey, Rina-san, you're home. Hello. That was the first time I thought Rena-san's smile was ugly. It only stood to reason, and I realized the scheme she was hiding behind the smile. Your father and I went to Gagura for lunch today. There's a restaurant there that makes delicious Indian curry. My father poked his head out of the living room and he says, I want to go there again next time we go. I really like that curry. I wonder if he meant with me next time or with me and her. Anyway, I hate it when Rina-san says your father. We bought you some curry home. Well, we bought you some curry home from the restaurant. Is it supposed to be brought? Anyways, try it later. It's very good. Have you heard of that restaurant? Heard of that restaurant, Rina-chan? I didn't know the restaurant she was talking about. I saw it in the magazine, and it's a new restaurant that just opened recently. I also remember that it was an expensive restaurant. The amount of money they spent on the take-home curry alone must have been enough to cover the cost of all our dinners for several nights. Since I was aware of what business it was in the big books, it was hard for me to stay calm. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Rina-san. Rina-chan, your father and I would like to talk about something with you. I'm sorry, but my friends are waiting for me, so I have to go. We're going to go get treasure hunting at the garbage dump again. You really like treasure hunting, huh? I'll have to go there sometime. Well, I gotta go. Bye. Every time Rina-san moved her arms or head, the scent of her perfume struck my nostrils. I hate the smell of her perfume, so I couldn't stay there a second longer. I rushed outside of the house and started running to get away from her perfume. The rubber band inside me, the one called Reina, was stretched all the way to its limit. I'm pretty sure I'd explode and go crazy if the rubber band broke. I didn't want to feel like that inside my own house. My house was supposed to be the place where I could open my heart freely. I ran away. I ran away from there. I ran farther and farther away from there because it was no longer a place I belonged. It's not that I had a destination in mind. I was just running away. I was running to escape to a place where I did belong. Then I decided to fight against that woman. Then I decided to fight her against by myself or with my father. But then once I saw her fake smile, a chill ran up my back. It was like I picked up a stone, found a carpet of bugs underneath it, and put it back in the ground in a hurry. I rushed it out of the house as fast as I could. Did I want to fight, or did I want to run away? Was I just choosing to spend a peaceful time at my hideout, believing that tomorrow would be the same as today? I couldn't do that. I didn't know when they'd spring their trap. I couldn't afford to waste any time. I knew that deep down. I knew that, but I just wanted to run away. I couldn't stop myself from running away, and so I did run away. At times like this, the mattress in my hideout would feel soft. That I knew. The cries of the Higurashi were soothing to the ears. They sounded as soft as my mattress. They were like music. They didn't force any feelings upon me. And they cried as if to tell me just to be who I am. It was always so quiet here that I immediately noticed the purr of an engine coming closer. People used to come here and make a lot of noise during a damn conflict. But now nobody really comes here. This is a place forgotten. So it was rare to see somebody come through here at all. I sat at the roof of an abandoned car and waited for the intruder to go away without looking their way. But the purr of the engine stopped. I'm not stupid. If it stopped, I knew exactly who it had to be. I heard the person calling me, but I ignored it once. The person came closer, making it harder for me to ignore her, and she called my name again. I turned around this time. Rina-san. Rina-chan, are you hard of hearing? I'm sorry, I guess I couldn't hear you because of the wind. Haha, she seemed to buy my poor excuse. She smiled and said, yeah, it happens sometimes. Are you here alone, or are your friends? I'm playing here alone. Well, it's rare for a girl your age to play alone. Rina-san stretched and looked across the huge garbage dump. I can't believe people throw so much scrap out here. Did you know there used to be a place where people threw tons of abandoned cars without wheels? It was near Hirosaka. I wasn't interested in Rina-san's old story, but I pretended to listen and nodded. She doesn't take this road to go back to Okonomiya. I guess she knew I'd be here and came by to see me. What does she want? It was obvious that she was just trying to make conversation. She probably took it personally when I avoided her earlier, which must have been why she was here to butter me up. It would be better for her not to have any conflicts with the daughter of the man she's seeing, no matter what the intention of seeing them is. In that sense, it was a reasonable action for her to take. While I listened to her old story, all I could think about was when she was going to leave. Didn't I have to fight against her? Didn't I decide to fight against her? Didn't I find out her plot at the coffee house in Okonomiya? Didn't I find out that this woman is squeezing money at my father when I looked inside his cash box? I know who you are. Please leave my father alone. How easy it would be if those two sentences could solve the problem. She'd probably deny it. Even if I told her what I heard at the coffee house, I have no evidence of her plot. If she says she did it because the vulgar man was threatening her, there would be nothing I could do. But I know this woman is a bad person. I know something horrible like this will happen in the near future if I waste time like this. A strange tense feeling started coming over me, but I didn't know how to let it out. As the feeling started running high, I became unable to stand the smell of her perfume. I wanted to put a curtain distance between me and her, so I climbed the slope of the scrap heap. I kept going down and down the slopes of the garbage dump. When I turned around, I saw her coming down as well, muttering. Was she following me? In order to run away from her, I started running down the slope all the way to the bottom, went around the behind some trash piles, and arrived at the front of my hideout. My escape was meaningless. Not only was she going to catch up with me eventually, all I did was let her know the way to my hideout that nobody was supposed to know about. And to make sure she never saw my precious hideout, I was about to leave, but then she appeared. Okay, yes, it's P. I forgot that you could look between the old and the new characters. I forgot about that. So yeah, she looks pretty much exactly the same. They didn't really change her outfit up too much. Yeah, it's just basically the color of the pants and the necklace. Yep, okay. Wow. This is cool. It's like a secret base. This is my secret hideout. Nobody comes here and nobody can hear us. I felt strange about hearing myself say that. So this is your secret hideout, huh? I'm honored to be invited here. She must have thought I had told her my secret base because she was worth sharing it with. She looked happy. She found the station wagon, looked inside of it through the window, and went, ooh, excitedly. This is a secret place that nobody else knows. I felt like my consciousness was separating from my body, like I was floating. But it didn't feel good when I drink amazake. It was more like being car sick. I felt like I was going to throw up. My brain was probably secreting some chemical in order to avoid facing the reality that I had to stay with this woman, but that I couldn't run away from her. But even if my brain tried to avoid recognizing it, the reality in front of me wouldn't change. Manashan, yes? What's wrong? Are you feeling okay? Yes, I'm fine. I inhaled fresh air and pulled up my consciousness back to reality. I didn't feel like throwing up anymore, but I still felt off balance. I leaned onto the scrap of garbage to keep my balance. I like you, Rina-chan. Do you like me? What do you talk about all of a sudden? I said that because I didn't want to say that I like her. I've been seeing your father for quite a long time now, and we've been talking about many things, you know. I need to stop feeling like this. Get up, Reina. I'd heard something like this before. A part of me was trying to understand what this woman was trying to say, but another part of me was trying not to. It felt as though if our words were bouncing around in my head, and I started having a headache. We had a serious talk about our future the other day. You know, about our life together and so on. What? You like Uncle Akihito, don't you, Reina? So your father and I are... What's going on, Mother? What are you thinking about, Reina Ryugu? This is an important moment. You're about to have a one-on-one battle with Rina-san. No, Mom, what about my dad? What about me? I don't want you to divorce him. I don't want you to get remarried to anybody else. No, please don't divorce him. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you get remarried. I'm not going to let you get married to my father. What? I don't care if you're going out with him, but I'm not going to let you get married to my father. She must have not thought that I'd say it straight out like that. She looked stunned. After a while, she broke the silence with her laughter. I thought you might reject me, but I didn't think you'd say it straight out like that. You said I might reject you? I'm surprised you even noticed I was doing it. Of course I did. You always ran away whenever you saw me. You thought I didn't know? That's why I hate kids. She frowned, revealing her ugly self. I should have been the first time I saw her face like that, but I wasn't surprised at all. Her face had looked that way to me from the beginning. I wanted to get along with you if I could, at least on the surface, but I guess it's hard to do that now since you hate me so much. What do you hate about me? I like to know for the future reference. Everything. I hate everything about you. I hate your smell, too. One vicious word came out from my mouth after another. I didn't have wings, but I felt as if I was flying up to the sky. It felt weird and uncomfortable, but also exhilarated. It felt as if letting another me use my body. I was in the middle of a disastrous battlefield, but I felt like it wasn't even my business. That's just fine with me because I hate you too. I guess we're even. Yeah, haha. You little fucking brat. You better shut your fucking mouth or I'll make you. Never come to my house again. I'll never let you get married to my father. Yeah, I don't need your permission, you know. Well, why don't you try and stop your father from remarrying? Let's see what happens. I think you're wasting your time, though. She didn't look intimidated by me at all. Ah. And that made me feel a little intimidated in return. Why was she so confident of her absolute control over my father? She had to have more than confidence to be able to act as fearless as this. She must have something tangible. Before I asked her what it was, she told me herself. I'm pregnant. You're lying. I'm not lying. It's true. It's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a big lie. She has to divorce because she got pregnant. She has to get married because she got pregnant. That's a lie. That's a big lie. I'm a Christian, so I can't get an abortion. I'll just have to accept it. Plus, we had sex with marriage in mind. He made me pregnant. If he changes his mind, taking no responsibility, it's going to be a big mess right now. That was your plan once, and then I overheard it. I heard a conversation you had with that man, Ted Chen, at the coffee house. I know you started seeing my father for his money. I know you call him your husband, Himizawa. I know he's just a big catch for you. I know everything because I heard it from Kasai-san. I know you do Badger games too. Oh, you knew? Well. Before I get into it, Rena was standing right in front of me. Before I met Rena standing right in front of me, we glared at each other with our faces almost touching. So, Rena-chan, you know everything, and what are you going to think you're going to do? I won't come near my father ever again. What if I refuse? You wanted to talk to me at your secret hideout, right? I kind of knew what you wanted to talk to me about. You brought me here to your secret hideout where nobody knows and nobody can hear us, right? Yeah, you're right. Nobody knows about this place and nobody can hear us out here. Nobody comes here because it's a place forgotten. Our faces are so close to each other that our noses could almost touch. I knew what I was talking about, but I didn't know what would happen next. I couldn't back down now that I'd come to this point, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I should do. Yeah, come on, let's not do this. Let's be friends again. I started laughing and something in the back. My expression didn't change and I kept staring at Rena, but I didn't notice her real intention of putting both of her arms around my neck. The tissue broke and I already stretched thin and Rena squeezed my neck hard. I was openly hostile, but I didn't realize Rena's evil intentions until she started choking me. You little brat, I'm so close to getting millions of yen. If you at least pretend to get along with me, I would have given you a good allowance, but you just couldn't keep your fucking mouth shut, can you? You got some fucking nerve. A brat like you should die. I tried to pry her hands off my neck, but I didn't have the strength to do so. Ugh. I didn't want to kill you, but I'd probably never get a big catch at your father again. So I don't mind killing you for millions of yen, and I was going to disappear after I got that money anyway. This is what you get for talking back to me. The world around me got darker. I had never known an evil intention like this, namely the intention to kill me. It didn't scare me, though. That's because being scared is a feeling that people use to express how they feel when they see wildfire on the other side of the river. People on the island with the wildfire with their death rights get in front of them. They don't get scared. If I loosened my grip on her hands even a little bit, she'd crush my throat. There was a simple competition to see who was stronger. Rena wanted to get into the most advantageous position she tried to push me down to the ground so that she could mount me. If I let her do that, I wouldn't stand a chance. I tried to keep my current position, but I was losing a lot of energy being choked. It was only a matter of time if Rena could push me down. I lost my balance on purpose. I tried to fall backwards in order to pull her off balance. I couldn't hold my breath long enough to keep up that strength competition, so I had no choice but to take that chance. We fell on the ground, tangled together, but as Rena was strongly determined to kill me, she didn't even take her hands away from the neck after she fell. However, my action made Rena loosen her grip on my throat. It wasn't loose enough for me to break free from her grip, but it would give me a few moments to use my hands for something other than stopping her from crushing my throat. If I hadn't taken the chance, I would have been done for. That's why I tried to seize my chance. I moved both of my hands on the ground to seize that chance. I felt a piece of broken glass right on my hand. That was truly my chance to literally save myself from the brink of death. I cut Rena's wrist deep with that piece of glass. Yeah, Rena tried to endure the pain for a few seconds, but that pain severe from someone so cornered soon broke her will. She let go of my throat to clean her bloody wrist. I used that moment to roll away from her. Ugh, it fucking hurts. She screamed both in pain and also to try intimidating me again. It didn't work anymore, though. Intimidation only works on the opponent when the opponent is hesitant to fight. When you're already in a fight, screaming like that means nothing more than letting an opponent know how badly you're hurt. I no longer had any hesitation. I learned from Marina. She taught me what I had to do in a situation like this. That's right, this is my secret hideout. I know everything. I know every single piece of junk in here. I knew that a day like this was coming. It was just a coincidence that it was here. I had pulled out a meter-long lead pipe, not at all surprised to see it there. I raised that pipe and brought it back down. There was no way Marina could block this hard and heavy lead pipe with just her arms. She probably tried to block it with the palm of her hands in order to take it from me, but her long nails wouldn't let that happen. Unable to catch it the way she wanted to, she broke her fingers, and some of her nails came off too. Yeah, her screaming made me realize that I had the advantage. An advantage I would have to keep. If I didn't, she turned the tables just like I did, and then she choked me to death for sure. Yeah, ugh. Stop. Stop it. Wait. Marina shielded her head with her arms, but it wasn't help. It didn't help. All that it would change is that I break her arms before I broke her face. I'm serious. Stop it right now. Yeah. I'm serious too. Die. 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 You should die. Yeah, that's right. I should have done this a long time ago. I didn't need proof. I didn't need to talk to anybody. This is stupid. That's nonsense. I should have done this a long time ago. If I had done it a long time ago, my father wouldn't have been deceived. I could have protected him. I could have protected my family. I could have protected my life. I could have been myself. My mother wouldn't have divorced my father. I could have stayed happy. I wouldn't have had to been unhappy. I'm going to recapture my happiness. At this moment, I'm going to win my happiness back. I'm not going to cry for misfortune. I'm not going to give in to the fate of unhappiness. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to seize my happiness right now with my own two hands. Marina tried to run away from me, but she had no longer had the use of her hands. It made it difficult for her to stand up to escape, especially since there were scraps of junk everywhere on the ground. After all, this is my hideout. This is my territory. Nobody can run away from me here. She tried to climb up the slope of garbage, fell, and rolled all the way back down. She didn't stand up or move. Her eyes were open. Her neck was bent at an unnatural angle. I didn't know how to make sure she was dead, so I just kept looking at her open eyes for a while. She could be faking it for all I know, but she didn't close her eyes no matter how long I waited. I scooped up a handful of sand and threw it on her face. She still didn't close her eyes. Thud. The lead pipe slipped out of my hand and hit the ground. When I tried to pick it up, I realized how heavy it was, and I was surprised. I was wielding it as though it was a knife. I was sweating all over. The cold wind felt good on my skin. The cries of the Higurashi were calming me down and healing my soul. Marina was just like a broken dummy now. She had become a piece of junk. I am the owner of this land of junk, and I defended it from her intrusion. Now she was a resident of this junkyard. I didn't feel bad about killing her. In fact, I felt rather fulfilled that I defeated the evil woman who had deceived my father. I started breathing slowly and calmly, and I regained enough energy to analyze the situation. I had to hide her body. First, I had to get a scoop of her scooter. I climbed up the slope and kicked her scooter down the hill. It rolled down the slope, making a loud noise, and blended in with all the junk as it stopped, like it was there from the beginning. I went back on the slope and started dragging her body to my hideout. It should have taken as much effort as dragging a 50-kilogram sandbag, but it felt lighter than that. It was just a sandbag. It brought disaster to my family. I didn't lure her here in order to kill her, or did I? Maybe I just didn't notice I had the intention deep down in my heart. But even so, I felt like this was the best and most expedient solution. Maybe there was no better solution than killing her. How wasteful to depend on someone to help me, to wait for the day to come. They will, blah, blah, blah. I remember the murder of Satoshi Kon's aunt that happened last year. I had no doubt that Satoshi Kon murdered her, but I never had been convinced as I am right at this moment. How could he have saved Satoshi-chan other than by killing his aunt last year at that time, in that circumstance? My situation was the same as his. How could I have saved my father other than killing her? If I was playing a martyr, I would have been under a lot of pressure and stress. But for the better or for worse, a moment came to me out of nowhere. That's why I believe I solved my problem with as little trouble as possible. Unless she's gone, will anyone become suspicious about her disappearance? She was an irresponsible person who skipped work at her own convenience, so I don't think anyone would get suspicious when she disappeared one day. She's a big mess from the start. People will think she went to hiding because she got into deep trouble with someone. I didn't need to fabricate an alibi. All I needed to do was get rid of her body. It took me a while to figure out how to do the last part. Hiding her body would be very risky, but my brain had become so calm that it did some calculations that came up with an answer right away. Yes, this place is still the safest. This is a place forgotten. Nobody comes here. Nobody knows this place is here. I knew that because I've been spending a lot of time here. Compared to taking the risk of carrying her body to some other place, it was a lot safer just to hide it here. but it was the perfect yet. This place would remain a secret forever. I could hide it here for now, but I'd have to come up with the perfect way to make it completely disappear. It's a lot easier just to think about that than think about how to make Rena break up my father. I stuffed her corpse into a broken refrigerator in a trash pile. I wanted to cover the refrigerator with dirt and bury it, but that was too easy. I had to chop the corpse into pieces and make them completely disappear. I felt like it got dark all of a sudden. No, it didn't get dark all of a sudden. I just didn't realize it was getting dark until just then. I could hear thunder from a distance. It might rain soon. I could use some rain. I had washed Rena's dirty blood into the ground. I should go home. I should think about what I do tomorrow. I was going to stay right here beside my father until he forgets about her. He might be hurt at first, but we're going to recapture our happiness for sure. Our happy, peaceful life. My body was heavy with exhaustion. Mine also felt fulfilled because I took a very important first step today. My body was very heavy with exhaustion, but I also felt fulfilled because I took a very important first step today. I felt taking another one. Oh, I'll keep taking one step after another. I'm not going to cry anymore. I'm not going to cry until I win back my happiness. I'm not going to cry again. You don't need to get remarried. That was just the first thing I said after I got home. My father looked stunned. He noticed a sad tone in my voice, and realizing that I didn't agree with the idea of his remarriage, he looked down. I understand. I know how you feel right now. I should have talked about it with you first, and that woman is lying to you about her pregnancy. Don't talk like that, Rina-san is. I'll tell you the truth. That woman and a guy called Ch.6 are a team of bad people. She went out with you only because she was trying to get our money. My father didn't get it right away, of course. He looked upset instead because I called her that woman. I should have chosen my words a little more carefully, but I think I told him the truth clearly enough. I told him everything I heard and saw at that coffee house. As I expected, he defended Rena her anyway. I was upset, but at the same time, it made me certain that there's no other way than to kill her. I felt the pressure on my shoulder lessen for some reason. My father thought he needed my approval for his remarriage, so he held back his anger, put a fake smile on his face instead. Hey Rena, let's sit down with a cup of tea and talk. I'm sure you'll understand once you hear me out. A tamed animal is still tamed, even after the owner is dead. That's okay. I'll open the gate anyway. Even a tamed animal will notice one day that he's no longer in captivity. That's not something I could teach him. He had to realize it on his own. I couldn't stand his fake smile anymore, so I left the living room. Time healed the pain from the divorce. Time heals any kind of pain. Just like how dripping water will eventually bore a hole through the solid rock. I did what I could do, no matter... now I had to wait. But the day I was going to wait for came earlier than I expected. At midnight of the following day, we had a visitor. It was that Ch.6 man, Tepai Hosho. Tepai didn't even knock on the door to get in. He broke into the house by smashing the window. At first I thought he came here to ask us about Rena's whereabouts, but I was wrong. The reason why Tepai came here was because it was their plan. It was the last stage of their badger game. Rena was probably supposed to be in bed with my father at that time tonight. Tepai must have wanted to show up and catch them sleeping together. Tepai looked around the house, but he couldn't find Rena. He didn't change the plan, though. He grabbed my father by his collar and started yelling threats. He showed my father a certificate of marriage to Rena and shouted at him, saying, "You got my wife pregnant. How are you going to take that responsibility?" My father had no idea she was married. He looked shocked. My father is a short guy who is faint of heart. He just let Tepai do and say whatever he wanted from beginning to end. I looked at them from a distance coldly. The more Tepai yelled and threatened my father, the faster he waked up from his bad dream. Now it's medicine for him. Tepai was cutting out the cancer that I was going to depend on time to do, and was doing a great job of it. I waited to tell my father until I was sure that he finally wakened from this bad dream. I told Tepai that I had something very important to tell him and took him outside. So, what do you want? Has Rina-san come back to Okonomiya since yesterday? As a matter of fact, she's hiding somewhere. What? I don't get it. Rina-san told me to take you to her when you came to my house. Huh? The fuck is Ritsuko thinking? Tepai followed me without hesitation. We walked through the dark with a flashlight to the place where nobody comes and nobody can hear us. The place forgotten. He asked me many things on the way, but I couldn't answer any of them. I just told him to ask Rena. The way I said it made it seem like he think I'm like what? The way I said it seemed to make him think that Rena was going to betray him and get married to my father for real. Even though he was breathing heavily in a rage, he walked right behind me without any suspicions. I knew this day was going to come very soon. I was well prepared for it. We reached a place where I originally planned to bring him, and I turned off the flashlight all of a sudden. Oh, what's going on? Everyone gets nervous when the light in the dark goes off. But this is my territory. I didn't need any light. I could feel my surroundings even better with my eyes closed. I grabbed that big hatchet hidden in a bush and lifted it high. I'm sorry, I guess the battery went out. Hold on a second. Okay, hurry it up. I purposely sounded weak and helpless while I raised the hatchet into the air. Oh, I got a lighter. I'll just light this baby up. Tap, I found a lighter in his pocket and lit it up. He probably couldn't understand the sight illuminated by that small light. He saw a girl lifting up a big hatchet right in front of him. Tap, eyes went wide. He didn't understand what was going on, but he understood that his life was in danger, and yet he must not have been able to think fast enough to deal with it, even though he understood what he should do. Even if he could think fast enough and block with his head, his arms wouldn't have meant anything. I knew Tip I would come out to my house eventually. That's why I prepared for that day. I just didn't think that preparation was going to bear fruit tonight. I chose my weapon very carefully. I planned when, where, and how I was going to attack him, and so there would only be one result. The hatchet cut deeply into his forehead. I felt an indescribable vibration through the hatchet when it hit him, and it just told me I broke his skull. He bragged about how good he was at fighting in the coffee house, but he sure went down quickly when faced with a murderous weapon. He was down and by a single blow. Tip by slowly fell to his side with the hatchet in his forehead. He looked like a victim in a B-movie. I killed this big guy with just one hatchet. He was probably quite experienced in the world of violence, but I was better than him when it came to killing. Why? Because I've killed someone before. It's all done now. There's bad people who deceived my father and tried to rob him blind are all gone. I did what I had to do in order to protect my life. If I had this much courage and determination when my mom told me about the divorce, I might have killed Akihito. If I did, I would have taken the life of only one. Because I didn't do it back then, I had to kill 2 people in the last 2 days. Reina, let's finish it up. There's already a place to hide this body. I took care of everything. My hands were wet, so I shined a flashlight at them. I thought it was blood, but it was just sweat. Even so, I still felt uncomfortable and shone the flashlight on my hands several times. I did this all in order to be happy. I did all this so I could be happy now. I tried so hard that I got blood on my hands. I wanted to get credit from that man. Oh, yeah, Shiro-sama, let me ask you a question. I can finally rewind the time back to the day everything started to go wrong. Can't I? I'm going to stay in Hinamisawa. I'm going to live happily with my father forever. It's rare to see Rena sleeping in class. She isn't the kind of girl who sleeps in class because it stayed up so late. She had to be tired from doing housework or something. Everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Nobody tried to wake her up, not even Chi-sensei. She got up for a few seconds and went back to sleep. She swayed back and forth like she was rowing a boat, but she is in class, so I should wake her up, right? I was about to wake her up before my hand touched her, and Miyao gave me a sign not to. Let her sleep. She must be really tired today. You're right. I heard a few days ago that Rena lives with her father. She studies during the day, plays a lot after school, and she does things around the house after that. I didn't know that. I also didn't know her mother had divorced her father. Mion told me that, and she also told me not to talk about it because Rena was still hurt by the divorce. I didn't even notice that she's been through such a tough time. Rena's the kind of girl who doesn't show her pain to others. She always looks happy and cheerful, but she might be acting that way on purpose. Rena told me that happy days will come to an end. She told me she knew that firsthand. What could she have been through? I had no idea. That's probably why she tried to spend as much time as she peacefully and cheerfully as she could. I must have hurt her feelings when I said I was bored of those having happy days. When I thought about it, I felt bad for living off my parents, who are both healthy and happy. For that matter, Satoko and Rika-chan lost their parents too. Mion lives with her grandmother away from her parents because she needs to learn to be the head of the Sanozaki family in the future. When I realized that, I felt bad about my situation. You don't have to feel bad about living with your parents. Mia seemed to be sitting there in my mind. She said it with a cool expression on her face. A family is the most common community for kids like us to live in. But it's not the only community we have. You mean friends? You're right. Do you think we're as good as family to Rena? Rena does cleaning, laundry, cooking, and shopping, so she must be tired every day. She could spend her afternoon taking naps. But she doesn't do that. She spends her afternoons playing with us. That means, how should I put it? That means we're her best friends. So you're saying we're friends that's such value as family to her? Mia looked stunned, as if she didn't understand what I was talking about. I didn't know what friends meant for you until today, but I believe my friends are just as important and valuable as family. It's actually very easy to understand. Rita Chen joined in our conversation. The important thing is that people around whom you could feel comfortable. Sometimes you call them family, sometimes you call them friends. It's just a matter of the words you use. Are friends the same as family to you, Rika Chen? Yes, they are. I believe they are to Satoko, me, and Rena too. I guess that's why we always try to stay together. Do you ever feel lonely when you're with your friends? They are my family, so I'm not lonely. I mean, I'm not in agreement. Satoko was talking with her other classmates, but I'm sure she would nod as well. Rena would too. I'm a little embarrassed. Why? I've been using the word friends, but I don't think I understand its true meaning until today. Friends are more important and irreplaceable than I thought they were. That's like common sense, so you should take the opportunity to remember that. Yeah, I will. I also recommend that you don't say that again. Kei-chan, you must have said something very embarrassing, you know. After all, Mia still made fun of me. I think I should understand a little better why Rena was always so serious about having fun. I want to be her best, and I want to do my best to deserving of effort. This is easy. Rena snored sounded so cute. It was Jason. They let her sleep in class, but she couldn't let her get away with snoring. Class president, wake her up, please. And Rena, get up. Oh, Rena was still half asleep. I made a strange noise. Everybody in class laughed. Rena noticed they were laughing at her, woke up right away and acted like she wasn't sleeping at all. It looked really funny, and I burst into a fit of laughter. Outside the window, the sky was blue, the clouds were pure white. It was still June, but it looked like the middle of summer. This perfect weather wouldn't last forever. It could get cloudy and rain all of a sudden. And that's why we had to play and raise the ruckus while we still had this perfect weather. The crowds at the Kakata sound as if they were laughing at us because we still have time. We still have some classes left. Damn it, I can't wait for school to finish. Kichi-kun, you look very happy. Did something happen today? Nothing. Today is today, tomorrow's tomorrow, right? Yeah, I'm happy that we just have perfect weather today. I don't care about weather tomorrow. I just want to enjoy today as much as I can. When the weather changes, I don't want to regret that I didn't. I learned that from Reina. I learned that peaceful days are the happiest days you can have, and they're irreplaceable. Mia, what are we doing today for today's club activities? It's been very exciting for the punishment, too. That's the spirit I like, Kichan, because you insist I'll put you through a living now. Kichiko, don't provoke her too much. Hey, are you scared, Reina? I know you're better than that. Let's show her our true power again. Remember, we haven't brought an end to our last battle. I grinned at her and she grinned back. I do remember. Okay, let's do it then. Reina said, you certainly got me last time. For that, I must pay you back with interest. This is getting very interesting. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait for school to finish. I couldn't wait either, but the time we spend talking to each other is also very precious. Yeah, it would be nice if school ended soon. Oh, I guess that is the end. You received new tips. My very favorite wine. Okay, let's look at this wine. Stucco went to join the children playing in the schoolyard. She said I didn't feel like going and decided to stay at home. Most likely she wouldn't be back until the evening. Once Satoko wasn't around, I had ways of spending time without her. Besides, that's what I was wanting to do anyway. I stuck my hand deep inside the pile of winter futons in the closet and pulled one out. Next I'll fill a stylish looking glass of ice with ice. Ice made it in the freezer smelled of chlorine, though it didn't taste good. Store-bought ice would be the best, but since Totoko kept asking me what I was using it for, I stopped buying it. But it might be worth spending time to think about a good excuse for that if it meant I would be able to enjoy ice without ever smelling the chlorine. I filled the glass with mineral water and then poured a little bit of another liquid into the glass. Watching the color mix into transparent water was a very pleasant thing. This wasn't the right way to drink it, but I liked it that way, and I didn't want to hear any complaints. My body is very convenient because I get drunk with only a tiny amount. That's why I dilute that small amount with a full glass of water, and thanks to that I can enjoy a single bottle for a long time. It wasn't bad if you thought about it like that. I put a cushion in my favorite spot by the window, and with the glass in one hand, I enjoyed the familiar view and soft wind brushing through my hair. A slight sweet wrapping aroma tickled my nose, and just when I thought I was about to start enjoying the atmosphere, the annoying one came back. She didn't like this bad habit of mine, and she complained every time I tilted the glass. She started nagging me noisily. Shut up, be a little bit more tolerant. I can drink and eat whatever I want. You can't. Kids aren't supposed to drink alcohol. I tried to ignore her, but she started making a fuss as if trying to ruin the atmosphere on purpose. There is no way I could enjoy getting drunk like this. I glared at her and threw the drink out the window. You want to know why I'm depressed? I'm depressed because the way I die has been decided. It seemed like she finally understood why I wanted to drown myself in alcohol. You don't have to feel down. I get to die instantly, so it's not that scary. My body will be burned and cut in pieces, but I'll be able to die instantly. But not yet. I know, not yet. When am I going to die again? I think it's the night of the 25th of June. It's about a week after the Higurashi festival. Well, that sounds reasonable. Is it my fault? Of course it is. Are you serious? She was the one who asked me, as she cried when I told her she was right. Oh, gee, she's always so annoying. Let's keep trying. I'm sure I'll get 6 in a row on the next board game. June 25th. I still had 10 more days. I was going to relax and enjoy those 10 days. I still had some wine left, too. So they're actually finally referring to it as a board game. Anyways, this is going to be the end of this video. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.